In a house of shadows under a crooked moon, a story began not with love, but with fear, a child born into a prison of zealous belief. At school, innocence was shattered by casual cruelty. The first blood was a curse, a secret shame she could not comprehend, and they all laughed. At home, her mother's love was a cage built of scripture and damnation. Every joy was a sin, every smile a path to hellfire. The hallways were a twisted gauntlet. She was an invisible girl, a ghost haunting the edges, seen only when it was time for another cruel joke. But one girl, Sue Snell, felt the prick of a thorny guilt. A single act of cruelty had planted a seed of regret in her heart. Then a fragile, impossible hope, a question from a kind boy, a prince from another world, offered a glimpse of a life she only dreamed of. But something else was stirring within her. An old and secret power, born of rage and sorrow, began to wake from its long, silent slumber. Her mother called it the devil's work. The punishment was the closet, a suffocating space filled with bleeding saints and the echoes of her mother's prayers. Alone in her room, she found her strength. The world, which had always pushed her down, was now hers to command. She learned to push back. Preparing for the prom, she crafted a dress the color of a dawn she'd never seen. For one night, the ghost would become a princess. But in the shadows, a darker magic was at work. A wicked plot, forged from jealousy, was being prepared by a queen who had lost her crown. She arrived at the prom, a dream of paper stars and shimmering lights. It was more beautiful and terrifying than she could have ever imagined. And for a moment, lost in the music and the gentle spin of the dance, she was not the monster. She was just a girl, happy. But high above the dance floor, hanging like a guillotine, a crimson offering waited. The final, cruelest joke was ready to be told. Crowned a queen in jest, her fleeting moment of joy was extinguished in a cascade of warm, sticky blood and a tidal wave of laughter. The princess was dead. The puppet strings snapped. Her eyes opened, and she was no longer the one being laughed at. The screaming began. She was a storm of vengeance, a conductor of chaos. In her fiery orchestra of destruction, everyone would finally see her, and everyone would pay. She returned home, a butcher's daughter drenched in sin, seeking a mother's comfort. Instead, she was met with a holy knife and the final betrayal. The house, built on a foundation of fear and faith, could not contain such rage. It folded in on itself, becoming a tomb for its saints. And in the nightmares that followed, a lesson learned too late. You can bury the bodies and build over the graves, but some horrors never die.